What's going on, everyone? My name is Krupadoop. It's 9/8/2016, September 8th. Rise of Iron drops on 9/20/2016, so we're 12 days away, but Bungie has released a weapons update and a UI update in preparation for the Rise of Iron. It's 12 gigabytes. It took me like 2 hours to download. And then on top of that, the servers have been down for most of the day. It went way over schedule for their maintenance. And anyways, the servers are finally back up. It's 10 p.m. or right about 10 p.m. in the Midwest. So I figured I would show you guys what has changed in the Rise of Iron so far since not the Rise of Iron, but since the patch dropped. So the first major thing that you'll notice is that the UI is different now. It's grainier. You'll probably be able to see this clear when you're in game, but you might be able to tell. The background is now blue instead of grayish white, off-white, and now the background's also a little grainier. On top of that, they have added ornaments in the middle of your screen, so you won't have to shelve your chroma in the vault anymore every time you get a new one. They'll now just sit here. And I'm not really sure what else. I've sort of been keeping away from the Rise of Iron information, so I'm not sure what else will go here. But I'm sure that there'll be new items that we'll have in Rise of Iron that will occupy this space. On the progress screen, your factions are now on the right-hand side. You have your bounties on the lower half of the screen, your quests on the top half, and your record books are on the left. So you can't really look at the Rise of Iron book yet. I mean, you can look at the details, but it doesn't really unlock. So we'll have to wait a little while longer. If you look at the description, though, you can be a meticulous collector, fully charged Dragon of Light. So we'll see what all of that actually means. Those are probably just the stages. But the cool thing is that we have the Moments of Triumph Year 2 here, and you can quickly look at everything here, so you don't have to have the book in your inventory, or at least I don't think you do. I still have mine in my inventory, but I'm probably going to put it in the vault here. One other interesting thing I noted was before I used to be tier 5 in discipline and intellect, but it looks like they've tweaked some of the gear. I'm thinking my best guess right now is the artifact. I haven't really done any investigation yet, but that would be my number one guess, was that they changed the stats on the artifact possibly to balance things out a little more. Either that or they could have just changed exotics. Either way, stats are slightly different. I found that interesting. You probably do too. So check your stats when you log in and see if anything's changed on your end. And tell me down in the comment section below if you figured it out. So the other major changes all have to do with weapons. I'll let you guys read through the patch notes yourself. I'll have a link down in the description below, but I'm just gonna point out a few that really stuck out to me. So number one, and this is big for Titans, is that the exotic Fabian strategy has been buffed. So from now on, you'll be able to reload your weapon automatically every time you get a kill with Fabian strategy. On top of that, the base range was increased by 16% and the base stability was increased by 44%. So it actually seems like it could be a go-to weapon for Titans now. I'm actually pretty impressed with how it looks right about now. So next up is Universal Remote. It will now no longer be the meta in PvP. The exotic perk, which increases the range, has been reduced by 75%, and they've also increased the rate of fire. But that lowers the damage of Universal Remote as a secondary effect. Touch of Malice. The self-damage infliction is now removed. Now removes Blessing of Light. Sorry, I got jumbled up there. So Blessing of Light will no longer work with the Touch of Malice. Assuming that the patch notes are correct. Once you start inflicting damage, your buff from Blessing of Light will immediately be gone. So that's pretty interesting. Currently, the best hard mode strategy requires you to have a Titan in the middle. I guess you don't need a Titan, but most of the groups I've done the raid with always have a Titan with a bubble. Usually it's me using the Touch of Malice to take down the ogres. So you'll probably just have to use a sniper rifle now or a different primary. Speaking of sniper rifles have seen a huge nerf. And like I said, you guys can look at all the notes. I'm just going to tell you that sniper rifles do not look as good as they did prior to this patch. But only time will tell. We'll have to figure it out in the Crucible. I'm sure that in a few days we'll know what the new meta is. So, other than that, the only notable changes that I saw were sidearms will now have increased damage in PvE, 20 to 30%. The Immobius, which is the Titan class shotgun, now has an increased base stability by 60%. So that's a pretty crazy change. Hopefully, I've never actually used the Immobius because I thought it was so awful and so situational. So hopefully that will help Defender Titans out, and it'll maybe make it a more prominent weapon in the Crucible. Other than that, there are a lot of perk changes. I'm not going to go into those details because I want to make this video nice and quick. But anyways, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. My name is Krupadoop, and I'm signing out. Praise the light, Guardians. Rise of Iron is right around the corner.